The last NGO for today evening is Dakshas Foundation. Dakshas helps marginalized patients get non-emergency medical treatment by tapping into its network of healthcare providers for secondary and tertiary healthcare. They strive to ensure that no patient suffers constraints in healthcare. To fulfill his dream of universal healthcare and why he decided to start Dakshas, let's hear from Dr. Bharat Sharma.
Good evening. I'm Bharat Sharma from Dakshas, presenting Sthira for a fall-free elderly independent life. India is a young country, and elderly programs are not mainstream. But any orthopedician will tell you that 50% of the surgeries they do on elderly are not necessary because those falls and injuries should have never happened. India is home to 20% of the world's elderly population. 1 in 4 of these elderly will fall this year, and 1 in 4 of those falls will result in injuries. We all remember a time when our parents taught us driving, and we see learners drive on the roads every day. When you leave home, you hear a voice, "Go safely." But do you know that our elderly face 4 times the risk of fall-related injuries in our homes than the risk of accidents we face on the roads? Now, we all know these vital signs of blood pressure and blood sugar, especially COVID has taught us this. We have instruments at home to measure this. But how many of us are aware of the fall risk of our own elderly? Dakshas, through its Sthira program, hopes to convert elderly fall risk into a new vital sign to be measured, tracked, and mitigated, just as we track and mitigate blood pressures and blood sugars. Once the fall risk is known, general practitioners can help proactively follow up high-risk individuals. Specialists can identify special risk factors through diagnostic tests. Home environments can be sanitized for fall hazards, and elderly mobility can be maximized with physiotherapy and occupational therapy. So why is this not part of everyday elderly care? Because of lack of awareness and because we don't have an instrument to measure fall risk. That's where Sthira comes in. Based on CDC Atlanta's STEADY program, Sthira ensures that every elderly's fall risk can be measured and mitigated instantly. Let me share the story of how Sthira came about. Through our pilot project at Tata Trust, where we provided orthopedic care to around 43,000 patients, we happened to visit a lot of old age homes. And surprisingly, we found that these elderly did not have cardiac or respiratory problems. They faced immense physical disability and fall risk because of the neurological, orthopedic, or lifestyle diseases they had. I remember this one elderly who had fallen 8 months back, had broken both her hips, and had not yet met a doctor. No health system can cater to all the elderly that fall, but any community can ensure that no elderly falls. And that is how Sthira was born. Sthira is a web app. It guides the user through 10 simple yes or no questions. A second panel takes you through 3 simple tests to find out the walking, strength, and balance problems of an elderly. It gives you an instant fall risk assessment. Other panels help you screen for fall hazards at home and for risk of cataract. We hope to introduce Sthira into clinical environments so that whenever an elderly visits a clinic or gets admitted into a hospital, their fall risk is also measured just as their blood pressures and blood sugars are measured. We hope to conduct pro bono fall risk assessment programs in old age homes so that high-risk individuals can be identified and their risk mitigated. We hope to inspire grandchildren in schools so that they can go home and find out the fall risk of their grandparents. Through this platform and your support, we hope to convert Sthira into a world-class elderly fall prevention program with a short-term goal to prevent 8 million fall-related injuries we may face every year. If we do this alone at Dakshas, a single unit of Sthira may cost 32.5 lakhs in the urban setting. It may provide direct benefit to 24,000 elderly and also promote Sthira in clinical environments. But our real ask today is that this weekend, take some time out to find the fall risk of your elderly. And next week, talk about elderly fall prevention among your networks. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bharat, for your sharing. You and your organization are doing such important work.